What do a medieval cathedral, a Roman fortress, and the best preserved Jewish quarter on the European continent have in common? All of them are here in Girona, Spain. Welcome with us as we take you on our newest edition of the city tour, Walking with the Ancients.
This bridge was built by Gustave Eiffel before he built the Eiffel Tower in Paris, and it's been here for over a century. It connects the heart of the old city with the new town.
This bridge is so interesting because while Gustave Eiffel may be best known for the Eiffel Tower, that isn't the only work that he produced, and works like this are still functional for everyday citizens in Girona, Spain today. Follow us through these winding streets as we reach another historical destination. Welcome. Right behind us is the Basilica of St. Felix. Inside of this basilica, we learn fascinating stories about two martyrs and saints for the church.
This chapel was built in the Cathedral of St. Felix to honor the final resting place of both St. Narcissus and St. Felix. They were Christian martyrs during the time of Diocletian, when a lot of Christians were being persecuted, and they were killed here at the site of this church while they were at Mass.
Shockingly, in 1285, the French troops came and tried to desecrate the tomb of Saint Narcissus. However, in a miracle, thousands of giant poisonous flies swarmed the soldiers, forcing them to flee the cathedral and eventually stop the siege of the city. This basilica is home to 8 different sarcophagi, each that have different stories. Many of them just include descriptions of the life of Jesus or his apostles, miracles that were done, but one of them even includes the story of an ancient Greek myth of Hades and Persephone that is used by Christians in the later tradition to come to understand the symbolism of the resurrection. Join us as we walk towards the Cathedral of Girona, which features some amazing architecture that we'll talk about just a little bit later. The Cathedral of Girona also has 91 stairs that lead up to the main facade. These stairs, as well as the facade, are an example of Baroque architecture, the latest addition in 1733 to the cathedral. Here you can see the incredibly intricate details that are typical of Baroque architecture. This cathedral is a fascinating mix of 3 different types of architecture: first, Romanesque; second, Gothic; and third, Baroque.
It was also built on the site of ancient Roman and Visigothic sites, and was in the 700s turned into a mosque briefly before it was rededicated as a cathedral when the Christians took back over.
So come with us inside. Here, pay attention to the incredibly tall arches as well as the stained glass that allow the light to come in. This is typical of the Gothic style. This type of work with precious metals, specifically silver used over the altar here, is typical of medieval Gothic style as well. Beautiful. This marks an interesting shift in the cathedral to a more Romanesque style of architecture. Notice the simplistic nature of the architecture and the lack of windows. This provides a striking contrast to the Baroque style, known for incredibly intricate details, as well as the Gothic style that is all about pointing upwards and allowing light. While beautiful Christian imagery is incredibly prominent in the cathedral now, this wasn't always the case. In fact, Charlemagne took over this cathedral and the city of Girona from the Muslims in order to re-establish it as a Christian city. As we circle back to this idea of the cultural, historical, and religious layering, Girona, Spain is a wonderful example. Whether it's in the Basilica of St. Felix, to be able to see the differences in the historical underpinnings of people dying for their faith and then the conquering once again, or in the Cathedral of Girona, to be able to see the different types of architecture layered together in a symbolic whole, Girona, Spain provides a wonderful opportunity to be able to reflect on this layered history once again.